Thunder woke me from what seemed like a never-ending night. I grumbled and tossed aside my blankets. My mother always told me, "The rain is the dead crying from graves. Visit them or you'll be next." We always went to the cemetery on those dreary days because she feared something. What? I'm not sure. I really don't know what goes on through her head sometimes. Her and her superstitions. Well, it was my first day living on my own. I definitely wasn't going to some gloomy cemetery. I didn't need to listen to her anymore. I got to my feet, ready to start a new chapter in my life. All I had ever wanted was waiting for me. No crazy mother and freedom to do what I want, when I want. Alone, finally, I sighed. My phone started to ring, but was drowned out by the sound of the rain. It was my mother, of course. I didn't answer. I already knew what she was going to say, and I didn't want to hear it. I had plans that did not involve a stupid cemetery. My plans for the day included bowling with my friends, going to the cafe for lunch, then whatever we come up with. I called my friends and none of them answered. Strange. Maybe they went to the bowling alley without me. I am late after all. I'll drive out there, I muttered to myself as I walked out of the house. I got to the driveway before realizing that my car was not there. My mom probably borrowed it. I gave her a key, I just didn't expect her to borrow it without asking. I guess I'll just have to walk, I bitterly sighed. It's not too far. It was as dark as night. The streets were eerily empty, not a car in sight. Lightning lit up the street ahead, illuminating grim figures that were not visible before. I started to get a bit spooked and decided to run the rest of the way. The bowling alley was empty. No cars here either, I questioned. I tried the door. Locked. Out of frustration, I kicked the door and slumped to the ground. I held my phone up to call my friends only to find it dead. Why can't anything just go my way today? I yelled to the sky, looking up to the rolling clouds, neon purple strobing within them. Maybe my crazy mother was right. This is a curse. I should have just listened to her. If I go to the cemetery, everything would be back to normal. I turned my gaze to the cemetery to my left, contemplating whether or not to give in. I can't believe I even thought that. No way is this real. They must have gone to the cafe, I exclaimed to myself in denial. I slowly got up and walked across the street to the cafe. I didn't even care about the rain drenching my clothes. I walked slowly, thinking over what would happen if they weren't there, and if the cafe was closed just like the bowling alley was. Am I crazy or is this real? Has my mother been right all along? The cafe door was right ahead of me. I took in a deep breath, preparing myself for reality. I held onto the doorknob. I slowly turned, and "They're waiting for you." A grim shadow to my left nearly scared me to death. "What?" I stammered, trying the doorknob again, but to no avail. A bony hand was placed onto mine, halting my effort. Then its finger withdrew and pointed towards the cemetery. "They're waiting for you," the shadow bellowed out. "This can't be happening." I turned to my right and started running towards my house. The world disappeared and left me there in its absence. I could see nothing. I heard nothing. I felt weightless. I awoke to the sound of the rain pouring down. I opened my eyes to the cemetery gates. Cars were lined up in the parking lot, the first I'd seen all day. Within the cemetery, among the tombstones, was a crowd of people all dressed in black, holding umbrellas. I walked closer to see who the people were. All my friends were there. None of them looked at me. "He didn't deserve this," one friend said. "I can't believe it," another muttered. The eulogist continues. "His life ended in a tragic car accident, leaving him in a coma long enough for all his loved ones to see him one last time in life. This cannot be happening. I'm here. Look!" My mother made direct eye contact with me and quickly stuttered. "He should have listened. I knew this would happen. It's all my fault. If only I had—" She stops. Below me was a tombstone that read, "Elijah Powell, April 16th, 2002 to September 27th, 2021. A picture-perfect funeral. And it's mine.